Emergency video here, guys. I cannot believe this. Bonnie Ross, the head and founder of 343, just left. This is insane. This is coming from her Twitter. She said this: "Why I had hoped to stay with Halo until we release the winter update, I am letting you know that I will be leaving 343 and attending to a family medical issue. I am incredibly proud of the work everyone at 343 Industries has done with Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, the Halo television series, and so much more. It has been an honor to serve alongside the team for the last 15 years to be a part of the universe that I love. Thank you to everyone in the Halo community for your support. Halo's future is bright. I cannot wait for all of you to experience what we have in store and to cheer alongside you as a fan at the Halo World Championship in October. Bonnie Ross." Now, firstly, my heart goes out to Bonnie Ross and her family. That's really scary stuff. And after doing something for 15 years, having this high-end position, executive, it's very time-consuming. It totally warrants quitting, spending time with family, remembering what's actually important. So my heart goes out to Bonnie Ross. Remember, she is a person. She maybe has made mistakes with Halo franchise. Actually, it's really anyone's guess, even though people keep wanting her head on a stick. It's anyone's guess what could be going on here with Halo, right? Maybe she's made good decisions, and maybe she's made a lot of good decisions with Halo, but regardless, my heart goes out to her and her family. With that being said, the timing of this is quite curious. This is just taking place about 2 weeks, right under 2 weeks after the trend of Fire 343 has been going around. And we do know about Bonnie Ross's infamous promise and how she talked about how the team and her were disappointed that Split Screen didn't make it in Halo 5, so it was going to be in every Halo game. And we just learned the other day that it was canceled. This also makes me think about who is going to be replacing the head of 343. And I'm thinking it might be Joseph Staten. Joseph Staten would be a great fit, having been the person that wrote a lot of Halo 1, 2, and 3 and ODST, and being involved very closely with the story and understands the story and has even written novels in the Halo universe, has written lore himself. So I think Joseph Staten would be a great fit. I wonder what this quite means for Halo, because it is anyone's guess on how much Bonnie Ross actually influenced. From what I can tell outside looking in, which isn't saying much, but it seems like Bonnie Ross hasn't had much of an influence on Halo, and that's not really an insult. If anything, it might be a compliment with how bad 343's track record has been with releasing Halo games, but I think her position has been so big and executive. I think the story might be a little bit too small for her. I think she makes decisions about technical things like with Game Pass and how the series is going to generally be going in directions, and let people more intimate with the lore make those decisions. But these are just speculations. But the timing of it, guys, the timing of it, I think she was already headed out the door since she said, I was going to stay here until the winter update until November, that she was going to leave at the end of the year. But man, the timing of it does make me think that maybe she was fired, or maybe she was forced to step down, as CEOs usually are. People are never really fired that high up. They usually are, stepping down. It's always stepping down, and it's always their decision, when behind the scenes it might not be. That's also speculation, and it really doesn't matter, because I think family comes first, and you just got to forget about all this stuff and just go deal with family. But certainly does make me think about how Halo is going to be changing from here on out. Maybe this is really great news. I know a lot of people are probably popping off champagne bottles and celebrating that Halo has some new leadership, and I'm right there with you. I'm excited about the future of Halo, and man, people wanted blood and they got it, whether it was a firing or Bonnie Ross just making the decision that, look, I'm done with this right now. I need to leave. And this isn't her stepping down for a while to deal with family. This is her actually leaving the studio. This is her saying, I am leaving 343. Maybe she might be back, but it sounds like she is permanently quitting, and someone is bound to replace her very soon. And what that might mean, well, I'm excited. And what that might mean for Halo, I'm excited for. And also, I'm excited for some real leadership, because Bonnie Ross, she always came out on stage and said things and kind of did that PR talk. And Bonnie Ross was a little bit more of a leader back with Halo 4 and Halo 5, but with Halo Infinite through the entire development cycle and after the game's launched, she's been quiet. She came out with the Bonobo disaster, but not really anything else. She celebrated the launch of Halo Infinite, but she hasn't really been a real leader, not like Jerry Hook has, or Sketch has, or Unishack, or any of these other guys have. have, she's been so quiet, and she hasn't once pointed out that Halo Infinite has been an absolute disaster. And this is the first time that maybe she's kind of done that, but even then she's talking about how proud she is of Halo Infinite and the television series, which were both train wrecks, especially the television series. But, you know, this is very PR, this is very official, and I would love to know what she honestly thinks about everything. But anyway, maybe we might get some insight because she's leaving now Microsoft and 343. I think she's leaving Microsoft, but maybe just 343. And I actually just found this out. Studio veteran and production lead Pierre Hintz will become the studio head of 343 effective immediately, leading the studio's ongoing development of Halo Infinite and MCC, as well as future games. And the senior leadership team will expand with new roles, including Brian, who will become the GM, general manager of the franchise, and Elizabeth, who will oversee business and operations. So there is restructuring going on. Microsoft has heard us. They have seen the tag Fire 343, and they are making changes accordingly. I just can't believe that Microsoft is actually making changes so suddenly. And someone actually made the point the other day, if Microsoft was after a quick buck to ruin their franchise, to just trick people into buying Halo and just to kind of sell out, why did they spend almost 7 years making and developing Halo Infinite? Microsoft does still care about Halo. They have put a lot of time into this franchise. It is their flagship, and perhaps my theory that the Xbox Game Pass is all they care about anymore is wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong about this. This is, at the end of the day, incredible news. I'm excited for anyone to have their shot with Halo every time someone leaves. I'm kind of curious onto what that means for the future of Halo. And honestly, right now, from what I'm hearing through rumors, is that they are starting to play around with Halo 7 in the next step of the story, which is fair enough because it's been like a year since they released Halo Infinite, right? They should probably start development on Halo 7. But anyways, guys, this is incredible news. And you can read it in any way you want to, but I think at the end of the day, Bonnie Ross, it was under her watch that Halo Infinite became in this position, whether it's through the Slip Space engine or wasted years developing a hero shooter or working on, the television series, signing off on that terrible script. I don't know who exactly did it, but it all happened under her watch. So her going is probably going to be best for Halo. Again, just to finish this video off, I hope her family's fine. She's been with 343 and Microsoft and game development, I think, for 28 years. So I think it's time to retire, right? Time to throw in the towel. And I hope the best for her in retirement. But guys, you let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please keep it nice and civil, and I'll see you soon. All right?